There comes a point when you realize that love is not something you chase in the outer world. It is something you summon, something you evoke from within the secret chambers of your imagination. The person you call your specific person, your SP, is not separate from you. They live within you, moving through the corridors of your mind, responding to every vibration you send out. To get them to confess their feelings, you must first confess your own to yourself. You must enter into the feeling of already being loved, already chosen, already desired, until that assumption hardens into fact and they are compelled, as if by divine hypnosis, to express what your inner conviction has already declared. You are not waiting for them to see you differently. You are transforming the vision through which you see yourself. The outer world is a mirror, and your SP is simply reflecting the movie playing in the theater of your imagination. When you shift the reel, the scene must change. The moment you feel love, you magnetize love. The moment you imagine being desired, you summon every force in the unseen to confirm that desire. You are not forcing your SP to love you. You are awakening the love that was always there, buried under layers of fear, doubt, and human forgetfulness. The key to making your SP confess their feelings is not strategy, it is saturation. You must become so saturated in the feeling of being loved that the idea of being unloved becomes impossible. Feel it in your bones, in your breath, in your heartbeat. Feel their presence even when they are silent. Feel their energy reaching toward you through the invisible field that connects all minds. This is not imagination in the childish sense. It is creation in its purest form. The entire universe is a mirror of your state of being, and every person in your life plays the role your consciousness assigns them. When you walk through your day with the inner knowing that your SP is madly in love with you, the world rearranges itself to match that conviction. They begin to feel impulses they cannot explain. They think of you unexpectedly, dream of you, sense your name flickering through their mind like a whisper from another dimension. You are not waiting for them to make a move, you are moving them through the unseen currents of your assumption. Every text they send, every glance, every hesitation is simply the physical echo of your inner command. The moment you claim the reality of love within, the outer must obey. You see, this is not about control. It is not about bending another person's will. It is about awakening to the realization that there is no other. Your SP is yourself, pushed out, acting under the direction of your inner world. When you accept this truth, the need for begging, waiting, or worrying dissolves. You no longer ask, when will they confess? Instead, you smile in quiet certainty, knowing that it is already done. And because consciousness creates reality, your confidence becomes the magnet that pulls their confession out of the silence. Imagine it now. Close your eyes and see the scene. You are sitting somewhere with them, feeling that familiar tension in the air. You know what's coming, but you play along, calm and radiant. They look at you, their voice trembling slightly, and they say, I can't keep it in anymore. I love you. I've always loved you. Feel the warmth of that moment as though it's happening right now. Don't wait for it in the future. Pull it into the present. Taste it, breathe it, live it in your imagination so vividly that the subconscious accepts it as truth. The moment it feels real, it begins to crystallize into physical reality. The mind is not bound by time or distance. Telepathy is not a gift of a few. It is the natural language of consciousness. When you dwell in the feeling of being loved, you transmit waves of energy that reach your SP wherever they are. It doesn't matter if they're across the room or across the world. Consciousness is not limited by geography. The same power that moves planets and commands oceans moves through your every thought. If you persist in the inner knowing that your SP adores you, they will begin to feel emotions they cannot rationally explain. They may even resist it at first, but love is stronger than logic. Your assumption becomes a force that dissolves their resistance until they cannot hold back any longer. Do not confuse persistence with effort. This is not about straining. It is about surrendering into the truth of your inner reality. When you relax into the feeling of being loved, your vibration becomes pure, and your SP feels it. They may start remembering you more often, feeling drawn to you without reason. They may hear your name in random conversations, see something that reminds them of you, or feel a sudden rush of emotion that seems to come out of nowhere. That is your inner work reaching them through the invisible network of energy that binds all souls. To make this confession inevitable, you must first drop all mental noise that says, they don't care, or they're not thinking about me. Those thoughts are like static on a radio, distorting the signal of your love. Silence them by choosing one clear frequency. I am loved. I am chosen. They adore me. They are thinking of me right now. Repeat it, not as an affirmation, but as a declaration of truth. Feel it until your body vibrates with the certainty of it. The subconscious does not respond to words, it responds to feeling. And when the feeling becomes dominant, reality bends to accommodate it. If you find yourself doubting, don't resist the doubt. Observe it like clouds passing across the sky, and gently return to your state of knowing. This is a dance, not a battle. You are not trying to win love, you are allowing love to reveal itself. Every time you return to the inner feeling of being desired, you strengthen the telepathic bond between you and your SP. You become like a magnetic field that quietly but irresistibly pulls them closer. You might even notice small signs. They view your story. They linger in your presence. They text at odd hours just to check in. Don't analyze it, just smile. That's the bridge of incidents forming, leading to the inevitable confession you have already lived in imagination. The more you live from the end, the faster it manifests. Living from the end means to occupy the reality where the confession has already happened. It's done. You are no longer hoping or wishing, you are remembering. Every morning when you wake, feel the satisfaction of being loved. Walk as though you carry their words in your heart. Let that energy radiate through everything you do. People will notice the change in your vibration. Even strangers will treat you differently. Why? Because love is contagious. When you embody it, the entire field rearranges to reflect it back to you. Now understand this. Your SP's confession is not something you need to chase. It is the natural outpouring of your inner conviction. Once your subconscious is convinced that you are loved, your SP must act accordingly. It is law. Consciousness creates its own evidence. You cannot hold an image of being adored without the outer world confirming it. So, whenever you start to feel impatient, remind yourself, it's already done. The script has been written, the scene is playing out, you're simply moving through time to meet the fulfillment of what you've already accepted as true. Let your imagination run wild in love. Imagine their eyes lighting up when they see you, their voice trembling with emotion, the words spilling out uncontrollably. Feel their energy melting into yours. Do not think of it as fantasy. Think of it as rehearsal for reality. You are planting the seed in consciousness, and consciousness never fails to bear fruit. Every great creation begins unseen in the silent garden of imagination. The unseen precedes the seen. So if you can feel it, it already exists. Some may tell you that you need to take action, send a message, or make them jealous. But that is the way of fear. True power moves invisibly. When you master your inner world, the outer world becomes your servant. You can sit in silence and shift universes. You can sit in stillness and command love to move through the heart of another. Because there is no separation. There is only one mind expressing itself through infinite forms. Your SP's thoughts are not private. They are tuned to your frequency. The stronger your signal of love, the clearer it reaches them. You may feel an urge to test it, to see if it's working, but that very urge reveals doubt. Let go of needing proof, and proof will arrive effortlessly. The universe does not respond to desperation. It responds to faith. Faith is the unseen evidence that shapes the seen world. So instead of asking, when will they confess? Ask, how does it feel now that they have? That subtle shift moves you from waiting to having, from wanting to being. And being is creation. Your imagination is not daydreaming. It is the womb of reality. Everything you have ever experienced began as a thought. This is no different. When you fall asleep at night, feel their arms around you. Hear their voice whispering that they love you. Don't do it mechanically, do it with emotion. Let tears of joy fill your eyes as though it's happening now. Fall asleep in that state, and your subconscious will begin weaving circumstances to match it. You will start noticing coincidences that are not coincidences at all. A song with your names, a message from an old mutual friend, or an overwhelming urge in them to reach out. These are the signs that your inner command has been received. When the confession happens, it will feel both natural and miraculous. Natural because you have already lived it 1,000 times in your mind, and miraculous because it appears as though the universe conspired just for you. And it did. Everything conspires for the one who dares to feel the wish fulfilled. So go wild in your imagination, be crazy in your faith, let the world think you're delusional. It doesn't matter. The dreamers are the architects of reality. Those who live from the end are the ones who bend time itself. When you walk through your day with the quiet ecstasy of knowing you are loved, life becomes a mirror of that certainty. You will notice that people treat you differently, opportunities flow easily, and your SP begins acting in ways that align perfectly with your inner story. That is the power of alignment with love. You are not attracting your SP, you are revealing them from within. You are not convincing them, you are awakening the truth that already exists in consciousness. The outer confession is simply the echo of your inner declaration. So declare it boldly in silence. They love me. They cannot hide it any longer. They are confessing their feelings now. Feel those words vibrate through your being until you smile in knowing you have commanded the unseen and the unseen obeys. And when doubt whispers, when logic tries to intervene, return to the stillness. Feel the truth that love is not something that must be earned. It is the essence of your being. You are love expressing itself, and because you are love, love must return to you multiplied. When you fully surrender to this truth, something extraordinary begins to happen. You stop chasing and start receiving. You stop pleading and start radiating. You become a walking embodiment of love's vibration, and your SP feels it whether they are near or far. It begins as a subtle pull inside their heart, a soft voice whispering your name when they are doing the most ordinary things. Washing dishes, driving to work, drifting to sleep. They feel the magnetic weight of your energy drawing them closer, not because of words you said or actions you took, but because you dared to feel the end from within. This is the unseen law of correspondence. What you are within, the world must mirror without. If you see yourself as ignored, you must experience ignorance. If you see yourself as adored, you must experience adoration. Your SP's confession is not separate from this law. It is the outer reflection of your inner confession. When you have truly confessed to yourself, I am loved, the universe arranges itself so that your SP cannot resist voicing that truth aloud. You must understand that this isn't a game of manipulation, it's the revelation of harmony. When two souls are bound by the same consciousness, there is no real distance between them. You can speak to them in silence and they will hear. You can touch their mind through imagination and they will feel it as emotion. You can send love without lifting a finger, and that love will press upon their heart until it must find expression. That expression, in time, becomes their confession. But here lies the secret few dare to master. The state you occupy is more important than the words you repeat. Many will say the affirmations, yet remain in the state of lack. They repeat, "They love me," while secretly feeling unwanted. And the subconscious does not respond to the words, it responds to the feeling. So before you ever attempt to manifest your SP's confession, you must enter the state of being loved, wanted, and adored. You must feel the weight of their affection like sunlight against your skin. You must breathe as one who is chosen, and the world will reorganize itself to honor that vibration. Close your eyes again and feel the version of yourself who already has the confession. See their eyes lighting up when they look at you. Feel the warmth in their voice as they admit what they've been holding back. "I can't pretend anymore," they say. "You've been in my heart all along." Let that feeling wash over you like a wave. It is not imagination for imagination's sake. It is creative power in motion. The subconscious does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. To it, everything you feel deeply enough is reality. So, what do you want to be true? That they are indifferent or that they are in love? Choose wisely, because your choice is a command to the universe. You are constantly selecting realities through your assumptions. The question is not whether you are manifesting, you are always manifesting. The question is, what are you manifesting? Every thought you dwell upon is a seed. Every feeling you nurture is a harvest. To get your SP to confess their feelings, you must plant only the seeds of certainty. You must water them with emotion, sunlight them with gratitude, and protect them from the weeds of doubt. And when those weeds appear, and they will, don't panic. Don't argue with the evidence of the outer world. Simply say, "This too shall pass." The physical reality is a delayed photograph of your inner world. What you see now is the echo of past beliefs, but what you feel now is the creation of your future. Do not fight with the old image, create the new one. The confession already exists in another layer of reality, waiting for you to align with it. The bridge to that moment is built not by effort but by assumption. Assume it is done. Assume the love is mutual. Assume that even now they are thinking about you, planning how to tell you what they've been feeling. This assumption does not require arrogance, it requires surrender. You surrender the struggle, the control, the fear. You let the universe do what it does best, mirror your consciousness perfectly. There is something beautiful about this surrender. It feels like peace. It feels like homecoming. You no longer need to chase the confession because you know that love is inevitable. You've stopped asking if and begun living in when. But the great paradox is that when you no longer need it, it comes effortlessly. When you stand complete in your inner union, the outer confession becomes a natural echo. Now imagine this, your SPI sitting alone, thinking of you. Their heart beats faster, they feel your name vibrate in their mind, they try to distract themselves, but everything reminds them of you. The song, the air, the silence. They feel the gravity of your presence even in your absence. They begin to realize that resisting this love is impossible. Their thoughts circle back to you like a compass returning to true north. That is what your state of being does. It pulls them home. When they finally speak, it won't be rehearsed. It will come out as though a floodgate has opened. "I don't know why I waited so long," they'll say, "but I can't hold it back anymore. I love you." And in that moment, you'll smile. Not in surprise, but in knowing. You'll recognize it as the outer confirmation of what you've always known inside. But let's go deeper. The real confession begins long before words are spoken. It begins in the subtle energy exchange between souls. When you persist in the inner feeling of being loved, your SP starts confessing, energetically first. You'll feel it before you hear it. You'll sense their pull, their curiosity, their affection. The dream will precede the dialogue. Their eyes will linger longer. Their messages will carry warmth. And even in silence, the space between you will with electricity. That is the spiritual confession. The soul speaking before the mouth moves. And when this energetic confession becomes strong enough, it must find a physical outlet. It must become speech, action, or event. The unseen always demands expression. So you are not trying to make them confess. You are cultivating the energy that makes confession inevitable. Like a magnet drawing iron filings, your inner state aligns every atom of reality to your assumption. Sometimes the universe will test your conviction. Your SP may pull away, go silent, or act indifferent, but this is only the echo of your old state leaving. Don't react to it. Remain unmoved. This is where the power lies, in your ability to stay faithful to your inner reality despite appearances. Remember, appearances are shadows. Your assumption is substance. The shadow cannot override the light that casts it. So stand firm in the light of your knowing. And if ever you feel your faith waver, go back to the scene. Replay it as though it's happening now. Feel the confession again. Feel the warmth, the joy, the relief. Feel your speed holding your hand, smiling and saying the words you've longed to hear. Let it loop until your heart hums with certainty. You are programming your subconscious every time you do this. You are teaching it what reality to produce. The more you repeat the scene with feeling, the more real it becomes. Eventually, you will find that you cannot distinguish between memory and imagination, and that's the moment creation is complete. Your SP is never unaware. Even when they seem distant, they feel the pull. They may not consciously know why, but they feel compelled. They might dream of you, sense your energy in a crowd, or feel sudden waves of emotion they can't explain. This is the telepathic bond you've awakened. Love, when assumed, becomes a frequency, and all minds tuned to it must respond. So be bold in your love. Don't tiptoe around your desire. Declare it within and live as though it's already fulfilled. When you walk through the world with that inner certainty, people around you begin to mirror the same vibration. The universe conspires with bold hearts. And love, being the highest vibration of all, bends every circumstance to align with its expression. You are not here to hope. You are here to know. Knowing is creation. When you know, reality bows before your conviction. So know that your SP's confession is inevitable. Know that it's already written in the invisible script of your life. Know that the universe has already said yes. All that remains is for time to catch up to your assumption. And as you wait, not with desperation, but with serene expectancy, enjoy the process. Feel the sweetness of anticipation, the beauty of becoming. Because the energy you radiate now is the same energy that will shape your future. Love now, and love will echo back in greater measure. Your SP will come. They will confess. But the real victory is not the words they say. It's the transformation you experience within. You become a master of your own consciousness. You realize that every love story begins in imagination, that every confession is first whispered in the unseen before it's spoken aloud. You will know that you hold the pen that writes destiny. And when you reach this place of inner mastery, you no longer question when it will happen, because you feel it unfolding right now. The confession no longer feels distant or uncertain. It becomes as natural as breathing. You realize that the moment you claimed it in imagination, the seed was planted, and everything that followed was simply the growing season of your faith. You cannot rush a seed. Yet you know that once it's planted in fertile soil, its growth is guaranteed. That is how manifestation works. Once the inner feeling has been accepted, the outer must reflect it. The confession of love from your SP is no exception. It is a mirror of your assumption, a living echo of your conviction. You may notice that as your faith deepens, the need to do anything fades. You might stop checking your phone. Stop wondering what they think. Stop analyzing their every move. Instead, you feel calm, powerful, magnetic. That peace is the signal that your inner world has stabilized in the state of being loved. And once that happens, everything external must follow. Your SP begins to feel drawn toward you, not out of obligation or curiosity, but out of something deeper, something sacred. So they begin to feel that you are the one. They feel peace when they think of you, excitement when they see you, longing when they are away. You have transmitted the essence of union, and they cannot resist. This is why you must never underestimate the power of stillness. It's not your actions, but your inner silence that speaks loudest. When you sit in quiet certainty, the universe moves mountains to reflect it. You become a silent storm of attraction. Your SP can feel it even when you say nothing, even when you're miles apart. They begin to sense your presence as a warmth that follows them everywhere, a voice within that says you belong together. They might not admit it right away, but every part of their being knows it. This knowing grows until it becomes unbearable to hide. And one day they'll break the silence, not because you forced it, but because love demanded expression. If only you could see how powerful your imagination truly is, you'd never doubt again. The moment you see yourself as the beloved, the universe reconfigures itself to match that picture. Your SP becomes the actor fulfilling your inner script. It's not manipulation, it's divine harmony. You and your SP are not two separate beings struggling for connection. You are one consciousness expressing itself in two forms. When you move inwardly, they move outwardly. When you love inwardly, they love outwardly. The confession is just the final ripple of a wave that began in your own heart. And the most beautiful thing is, you don't have to wait until they say the words to feel the joy. Feel it now. Feel the happiness of being loved, the comfort of being chosen. Live in the energy of that confession long before it happens. That's how you bend time. The universe doesn't respond to waiting, it responds to being. When you become the one who is already loved, time collapses. The confession comes faster because you are no longer vibrating from lack. You are vibrating from fulfillment. Perhaps there are moments when your rational mind argues back. It says, but I don't see evidence. They haven't reached out. They haven't said anything. And in that moment, you must remind yourself that the evidence always lags behind the state. The physical world is slow, heavy, and reflective. The unseen world of imagination is immediate. So when your outer world shows nothing, it's not proof of failure. It's proof that your old assumptions are fading out. A new pattern is forming beneath the surface. Your SP's confession may not yet be visible, but it's already written in the invisible field that governs all creation. You might notice signs, random songs that describe your story, seeing their name unexpectedly, hearing phrases that mirror your inner affirmations. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. They are the universe whispering, keep going, it's working. Each sign is a breadcrumb leading you to the moment of physical manifestation. The only thing that can delay it is your own disbelief. The universe never denies, it only mirrors. So choose belief again and again. When the doubt comes, say softly, I choose love. When fear arises, whisper, it's already done. When impatience bites, remind yourself, I am the creator of time. These simple phrases anchor you back into the state of power. The more you return, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, belief will feel easier than doubt. And when that happens, your manifestation is inevitable. Now, here's a deeper truth. The confession itself is not the goal, it's the reflection. The real goal is union with your higher self, the realization that all love originates within. When you embody that truth, every outer expression becomes effortless. People feel drawn to you because you radiate completeness. Your SP's confession becomes a natural consequence of your wholeness. They are drawn not to your need but to your peace. They sense something stable, magnetic, unexplainable, and that stability makes them safe to love you. So, if you ever find yourself longing or chasing, pause and turn inward. Ask, what am I assuming right now? Because every emotion reveals an assumption. If you feel unloved, you're assuming separation. If you feel loved, you're assuming union. An assumption is the key that opens all doors. You can shift it in an instant. Just say to yourself, I am already loved. It is already done. Feel it. See it. Breathe it until it feels more real than the outer world. Then release it, knowing the universe never forgets a command issued through feeling. You will notice that your world starts to rearrange subtly. Conversations shift. Coincidences multiply. Opportunities arise. You will feel like reality is conspiring for you. And it is. Every force in existence bends to the one who knows they are loved. And one day, without fanfare, without warning, your SP will step into that role perfectly. The moment will unfold naturally, effortlessly. They'll say it not because you needed them to, but because the script of consciousness demands its fulfillment. Imagine this moment vividly. The light around you soft, the air alive with anticipation. You can feel their gaze fixed on you. Their words stumble out as if they've been waiting for this forever. I can't hide it anymore. You're everything I've been looking for. And you smile not in disbelief but in remembrance, because deep down you've always known. The universe is simply catching up to your knowing. That is the essence of creation. It begins with knowing. Once you know something is true within, the outer must follow. It might take hours, days, or weeks, but it will come. Time is only the space between seed and harvest. Your only task is to keep the soil of your mind fertile with faith, watered with gratitude, and warmed by the sunlight of joy. Everything else takes care of itself. There is no power greater than this. No ritual, no technique, no external method can surpass the simplicity of inner conviction. The world calls it delusion. The mystics call it truth. Because every miracle ever witnessed was first declared as truth before evidence appeared. This is how reality works. It follows consciousness. So live in the end boldly. See yourself already loved. Feel your SQ's confession echoing through your heart. Let that feeling expand until it fills every corner of your being. You will notice subtle shifts in your energy. Your confidence rises. Your joy deepens. Your intuition sharpens. You start moving differently, speaking differently, existing differently. And your SP senses it. They may not know why, but they feel drawn, magnetized, intrigued. The energy of love cannot be faked and it cannot be resisted. Once you embody it, everything around you bends to it. You might even witness strange, almost supernatural alignments, people mentioning your SP out of nowhere, dreams that feel like memories, sudden changes in their behavior. Don't overanalyze, simply know that the bridge of incidents is unfolding. Reality is rearranging itself to deliver your fulfilled desire. Let it happen naturally. Don't interfere. You've already done the only thing that matters. You've assumed it's done. So when they finally confess, receive it gracefully. Don't act shocked or overwhelmed. Simply smile and feel the quiet satisfaction of a creator beholding their work. You'll know that it wasn't luck, nor chance, nor persuasion. It was consciousness, pure, divine, creative consciousness working through you. And you'll carry that knowing forever.